The Silent Hill 2 remake is performing pretty poorly on PC, which is quite surprising considering its Unreal Engine, which is usually quite optimized. Today I'm going to be going through the fixes DaemonXHUN, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but he had this post on Reddit and I wanted to share it with you guys. Of course, for those of you that just want to get straight to it, I'll put a link in the description to the original post. So first we're going to start with some in-game settings that we can do to kind of tweak and get the frame rate to work better. First we're going to end up going to the display settings, scroll down and set the render quality preset to custom so that we have the advanced quality settings. First we're going to disable SSR because apparently the reflections in this game are just quite ugly when using the SSR. So we're going to end up setting our shadows to low because that's going to have a huge increase on FPS while keeping our shader quality at medium. And trust me, these make all the difference. And then pretty much everything else we can just leave at maximum. So going back to the display and graphics, obviously turn ray tracing off. It doesn't even make that much of a visual difference anyway. Now for the DLSS, that's actually labeled under super sampling, and we've got all sorts of options: TSR, FSR, FSR 3.0, DLSS, and XESS. We're going to be using DLSS in this case. And then the post by your boy Damon recommends DLSS at quality if you're playing the game at 1080p, balanced if you're playing at 1440, which is what I'm doing, and at performance if you're doing 1600 or 2160p. All of this combined should make a huge impact on performance. I'm already noticing it even right now, frankly speaking. But there are a couple other extra things that we can end up tweaking. For starters, there's actually an FOV slider. It's not in-game. We're going to have to use the Unreal Engine 5 unlocker. So following the link in the description, it'll take you to this page and we're just going to download the highest version of the zip. So inside that folder that you just downloaded, there's going to end up being an exec file and you're going to open that and then run the game in the background. Unfortunately, you will have to do this every single time that you want to end up changing the FOV because it's going to reset when you restart the game. But the game has to be running in the background so that we can select it as a recent program, and then we can inject the DLL that we need to use in order to access the console commands. So once it's injected, we'll just go back into the game, we'll hit the tilde key, which will bring up the console in the bottom, and then we'll type FOV 100. And wow, already a huge difference. It's kind of annoying that we gotta do that every single time, but it's well worth it, at least until we get an in-game FOV slider. Now, another big problem that happens with these Unreal Engine games and the amount of post-processing they have is there can be this thing called ghosting that you've probably noticed where your character model kind of has like a ghost or a halo around them when you move the camera. I wasn't super bothered by this, but I did notice it and I didn't know that there was actually a solution to it. So we're gonna navigate to see users, app data, local Silent Hill 2, saved, config, Windows, and we're looking for the engine.ini. So inside the ini, we're going to end up putting this system settings command, and ultimately it's going to keep most of the settings at 0, but it's going to disable frame distortion. And lastly, there's going to end up being the frame rate unlocker for cutscenes. A lot of the cutscenes in this game are not rendered in 60 frames because they're trying to be a bit more cinematic. But all you're gonna do is follow the link in the description and then you can download the FPS unlocker or the widescreen mod, which will end up also fixing cutscenes for widescreen monitors, which I don't have. And then you're gonna browse to the Steam Apps Common Silent Hill 2, SH Proto Binaries Win64. And in this folder is where you're going to copy the DSound DLL and the Silent Hill Remake FPS rows. Those are going to be the two files that should end up fixing the cutscene FPS. I would naturally assume that the widescreen mod is just going to be injected into the same spot, but I'm not 100% sure. With that said, I've noticed a huge FPS improvement, which is great. I'm really looking forward to getting to some of the areas that I know had some major slowdown on my first playthrough, but it's just a shame that this game is so unoptimized on PC. Like, I really don't understand why. Hopefully all of this gets rectified with some early day one patch or something. Even if we don't end up getting a fix anytime soon, at the very least, this should make quite a difference for you on PC. Shoutouts to DaemonXHUN and anybody else who was involved with finding all of these solutions.